live back in the Surya studio. Welcome back, one of the Desert Hashira InDOMitable.
It
Say
is
hi, sir.
me. Hello.
It is him. And today we're actually doing something very special. We are going over our 3 by 3s. And if you don't know what 3 by 3 is, it's basically it's 3 row, or it's like 3 columns and 3 rows to form a grid, and it basically defines your anime tastes in whatever way you define it. And what it's supposed to show is basically um sort of your interest in terms of favorite genres to other things. And with me, I have Dom. So, Indomitable. Do you want to get started with your
Sure.
list? I see that I am blocking
Yes,
Attack on Titan, so I
we're all good.
apologize for that. But
Um, yeah, so I was gonna do originally like just at least one from different genres and stuff. But like, what are the and would say like define just my overall like even if I because when we did the Mal list, some of these I had like lower and like some other shows that
Mhm.
didn't make it on here, but it's just like you know what defines like the show, like the kind of genres I enjoy, the kind of shows I watch. And I feel like these are the nine that, like, if you want to know the kind of stuff I'm into, um you'll get a pretty good idea from these nine. And Attack on Titan, that's always going to be on every single list I do. That was the first like actual anime I watched knowing it was an anime. um it
So it
was
was
my
your
gateway.
gateway.
To this
Yeah, it was
day,
your
I still
gateway.
think it's
Cool.
a masterpiece, even though I know, like, later on in the final season and stuff, people don't have that same sentiment anymore. But I love it to death. I love the characters. I love the world. I love the story. I love the progression. I love the action, the music. It's just amazing.
I mean, but to be fair, you have to expect that though. Once Attack on Titan became one of the most popular anime, of course, Civil Discourse was
Yeah,
going to become more. Happened to Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer was actually pretty much liked by a lot of
and it
people
became popular.
until it became popular. So
Uh,
it's just the thing that happens. I mean, you can already
can't
expect that
win.
from Attack on
Yeah,
Titan fans. You can't win. Yeah. So,
yeah.
anyways, JoJo's too. I see
Yeah.
JoJo's is next,
Uh,
right?
JoJo's is very much a show that when I first watched it as a dumb middle schooler, I didn't get it. But in college, when I rewatched it again, all the way up to part five, because at the time only part five was out, I understood. I understood everything. This is like
Mhm.
it's just a great piece of media. Like, it's fun. There's great action. I love the power sets. I love the characters. Is it the best storytelling in the world? God no. But it's a great story overall.
I mean you can't go wrong with JoJo's. I mean, there's a reason why, like,
Mhm.
JoBros is a
The
term.
Joe Bros.
Friends memes, and it's all
Yeah,
just JoJo memes. There's a reason why.
there's some of the best villains in all of fiction exist in JoJo. Honestly,
Oh, absolutely,
Araki
100%.
perfected villains. Like he's really bad at
Yeah.
writing heroes, but villains, he's got that shit down.
Oh, like, I wait, okay, I
Yeah,
wanna ask you a question. When has he missed
he
with a
hasn't.
JoJo villain? Boom,
Yeah,
you got it.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, you have literally Kira, which is just an ordinary guy living an
Mhm.
ordinary life, to the president
United
of the
States.
United States,
Yeah,
to a priest, to it's like a mafia boss. It's like is an assortment of different
hmm
like villains through history and cultures, and I'm like, you can't go wrong
I
with that. Like, he even brings in Aztec
yeah.
gods to be villains. It's
I
crazy.
always love the interview where he's talking about creating Jonathan and Dio back for part one. It's like he wanted them to be
Yeah.
polar opposites, two characters that represented total good and total evil. And he said it's just like I kind of regret that decision because the total good just made Jonathan kind of boring, but Dio was great.
I mean there's a reason why people stay on in part 1,
Yeah.
and that's because of Dio. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest with
Yes.
ourselves. Yeah, I mean, you can't Dio's just, I mean, the voice actor too. I mean, to me, this is what propelled him into stardom, which
hmm
rightfully so, and now you see him in all these other projects, and it's just because Dio was he's the
Yes.
goat. Yeah. Anyways, I see you have Death Parade
Yes.
next.
Death Parade, again, this is when I'm like truly getting into anime. One of the first shows I watched, and my god, what a life-changing experience that was. I changed my whole view on how to live my life and how I view living because of this show. Uh, it's so good. This shit is a masterpiece, underrated masterpiece. Banger opening. I have recommended it to people before as like a starting gateway one too, even though I probably shouldn't, but I do anyways. Uh,
Imagine this being your gateway. Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Yeah, and then you have and I love the contrast. You have Death Parade, and then Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
Yeah, Love is War is one of the
Yes.
I I'm what the kids call a romantic. I love romances. I
Yeah.
love rom coms. It's just one of my favorite story stuff. I love it. I also love it when it's done well. It very rarely, and I really do mean rarely, is it done well. Love is War, season 3 specifically with that ending. Mwah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
They know
goodness.
how to do
Oh,
romance.
oh, it was so good.
They that this if I'm ever recommending romance shows, it's Love is War is definitely a recommendation. It does it right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You're so
I
right. You're so
honestly
right.
say
You can't go
yeah.
wrong with Love's War.
Same point with the next one, Romantic Killer. Again, top tier romance right there. Top tier
Top
rom
tier
com. Yeah.
romance, yeah.
Like again,
Yeah, I have to agree.
like everything is just it's so perfectly crafted. You know, this is the perfect
Mhm.
example of a rom com. Once again, if I'm introduced like recommending romance animes to people, it's this and Love and it's Romantic Killer and Love is War will always be there because they're just again, there's not much to say. They're just amazing romances. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. And then you have I love this. So you went from Attack on Titan, which is basically
Yeah.
genocide the anime, to JoJo's
Uh,
Bizarre Adventures, which is really it's a weird show. Let me
yes.
just say that. Then you go to the depressing side of Death
Hmm.
Parade to
Hmm.
Kaguya and
Yeah.
Romantic Killer, and now you're at what is this? 5D's
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Okay.
It's a card game anime?
Well, okay. First off, I like my variety with my shows and movies. I am InDOMitable, the man who will consume all media. I love variety. Um, Now Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds though, never seen it because even though it has the dumb premise of card games on motorcycle, this shit is set in a post-apocalyptic future where everyone is divided based off of class, and there is absolutely no way to get out of the poor area because it's a crime to leave the poor area. That's an actual plot point in the show. It
Damn.
is. This shit is so fucking good. This is all. There's definitely a lot of nostalgia bias from me here, because this was my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh growing up. But also, I rewatched it recently. It's still so good. It's such an amazing show. The premise, the characters, the story, it's so good. You say fighting for like equality in this post-apocalyptic I fucking stumbled so much on my words there. God. You say Fuuto fighting for equality in this post-apocalyptic world caused by a children's card game will never not be some of the best emotional storytelling I have ever seen in a show. It's so weird. Like, it's still considered one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh shows in the Yu-Gi-Oh fandom, which is really saying something considering that when this was first announced, people are like, damn, this is going to be the worst one because of the card games on motorcycle. But that's why everybody loves it, is because they take this dumb situation seriously and it makes it work.
Kind
Yeah.
of like what JoJo does.
Yes, exactly.
Like if you're going into JoJo or Yu-Gi-Oh with trying to make sense of it, you
Don't
you
make
you already
don't
you
try to
already you already
rationalize
messed up. You already
don't
messed
try
up.
to rationalize any of this.
Yeah, and then
Rationalize it to the world, not to the
yeah,
real
because
world.
like I mean, I'm looking at your next one, which is The Witch from Mercury, which I also
Yeah.
watched too at the same time as you. I'm pretty sure,
Yes.
and that show, if we're talking about like don't go in with expectations for the show, this is one of them.
Mhm.
Specifically with that ending, I was like,
Oh yeah.
damn.
Oh, what a beautiful ending.
Oh, this is one of the best. One of the best. It's so great.
Yeah. This is the first Gundam show I watched as it was airing. Um, Although prior to this, I had only seen two other Gundams, Origins and the original show. So,
Damn.
not a lot to work with there with the vast amount of Gundam content out there. Um,
As the man who
yeah.
will consume all media, are you planning on delving into the Gundam world?
Oh, yes. Yes, very much so. The all like 6 timelines of Gundam.
All 6 timelines? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's how many there are. I could be wrong. I'm I'm pulling that number out of my ass. I know it's a lot. Um,
That's
but
really
yeah,
funny.
no Gundam. It's once again, Rich from Mercury is just a really good show with really good characters. Um, and it kind of got me more into mecha than the original Gundam ever could have. So I think this is the pinnacle Gundam show, at least in the current day. Um, and I also think if you want to get into mech shows, try out Witch for Mercury.
Mhm. Yeah, and don't go in with any expectations for sure.
Yeah,
Like go in blindly like we did, trust
yeah.
me. You'll
Happy
you'll you'll
birthday to
understand
you,
why.
Mitchell.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, speaking of
Okay.
god damn it, the
Konosuba.
speaking of god damn it,
Yeah,
we have
I
a
think that.
goddess here who happens to be Aqua.
So okay, Konosuba I think embodies the perfect isekai slash comedy. Um, it is one of the funniest shows I think I have ever seen.
Mhm,
Now, normally it's hard for comedy to transcend nations basically because a lot of cultural differences and ideals and stuff like that. Konosuba, that shit does not matter. That shit is funny no matter where the fuck you are in the world.
I mean, it's God's blessing in this
God's
wonderful
blessing,
world.
bro. It takes the isekai genre and it makes you. It definitely gives you everything you can find in an isekai, but it does it in the dumbest way and by making it so dumb, it becomes so funny. They're playing on yeah, okay, here's the dumb shit that would actually happen if you were isekai'd. Uh,
Mhm.
quite the opposite of ReZero, where it's just here's how terrible it would be if you were isekai. Uh, this is the opposite. It's like if you were isekai'd, you would would most likely be Kazuma, who's a worthless piece of shit, stuck with a useless party, doing useless missions, forever trapped in the starter town. And it's so funny.
Yeah, it's so great. I
Yeah.
love Konosuba, and I don't know. For me, Konosuba is iconic. When you see it, it's so recognizable. Which is
Mhm.
why I'm like really confused. Like all these shows, I can see some semblance of iconography, right?
Mhm.
Whether it's the Netflix symbol on Romantic Killer or the Gundam and Witch from Mercury. But what's this last show?
Okay,
I have no clue what it is.
this is the Common Rider anime.
Oh wait, they made a Common Rider anime?
Yeah, it's the Fuuto PI.
Is
I
it good?
definitely uh yes, but it is also a semi-sequel to an existing Common Rider season called Common Rider Double. Um
Okay.
Common Rider Double is one of my favorites of all of Common Rider. This show I think continued that legacy of that show really well.
Okay, so it makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense. Is it airing right
Yes.
now?
It aired last fall.
Oh, last fall. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So this, I think this is. I saw a lot of people. Well, there were some people that said that it's probably not good for people who haven't watched Kamen Rider, but for people who have watched Kamen Rider, it like is really good. But I saw other people being like want to know more about Kamen Rider because of how much they enjoyed this show.
Mm,
Um,
I see.
yeah, so it could be a good introduction to Kamen Rider, which is one of my favorite shows to Western audiences. Um, it's also just there to like show I love Tokusatsu. Tokusatsu is more of a live action genre. It actually no, it's a genre that can only exist in live action. But the fact that there can be so many inspired shows based off of Tokusatsu products, like specifically from Kamen Rider, which is a Tokusatsu, um, shows just how amazing of a genre it is. Uh, is the best way I can like communicate that with my list. I really do love this show. I love Kamen Rider. More people should watch Kamen Rider.
Yes,
Um,
for sure.
yeah, and yeah, it's just a great follow up to one of my favorite seasons overall of that. It's a great like little epilogue. I will say, I was kind of like off put at first by the different voices, but eventually I was just like, okay, these are like actual voice actors. I just got to get used to this.
I see.
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Dom, it looks like you have a great list, and this is
Mhm.
going to be the end of part 1. We're going to keep this video short, so if you want to watch part 2, you can do right over there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be posting it on that side of the screen. So please click on that. You'll see my list too, and InDOMitable is going to be going over that with me. So I'll catch
Yes.
you guys later. Peace.